Hey everyone, it is Walkthrough Wednesday. So we're going to take a walk through the garden and see what's going on and see if there's any changes, if there's any issues, what we need to address. So let's go. Alright, so I always like to start with the beans. And looky here, I need to get some harvesting done. These beans are ready. Look at that, look at that. Oh yeah. Let's give a bigger view. There we go. Oh yes, so I definitely have to come out and harvest some beans. We are going to be going on a trip this weekend, so definitely have to get that done. This looks like it needs to be tied up this way, so I have to get that tied up. I have learned not to come outside without my pruners, peroxide, and my twine. Something always needs addressing, and if I'm not prepared, I'll go back in the house and I will forget about it. So I had to get that tomato tied up right quick. Looks like we have one that is ready. Look at that beauty. I love it. This is a Jet Star. It's a perfect tomato. So we'll take it. These ones are not quite ready, but you can see them starting to try to blush. There's one down there. All right, so here is another Scarlet Runner bean that I did not even realize I had put right there, but it may have reseeded itself. Bring these with. So this is a volunteer something, and it's flowering, so I don't want any seeds. I'm gonna cut these off. I leave some flowers just, you know, for the pollinators and whatnot, but I don't need this to reseed itself because I just don't. It's already a volunteer, so. All right, so that should be good. Leave a couple of flowers just for the pollinators. These ground cherries are, oh, I didn't show the ground cherry back here. I don't know if you guys got a glimpse of that, but there are already ground cherries on there, so that's cool. Over here, I'm pretty sure this is calendula, but it has been super dry these past few days. We did get some rain, but look at these beetles. They are attacking my okra. I've gotten quite a few of the ripe blackberries off of there. They were delicious. These are the cantaloupes and honeydews. All right, so this here is a sucker. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to clip that off. Let me spray my pruners. I always spray my pruners between plants. I just pruned off those tomatoes, so I got my peroxide here and I sprayed them to prune this. This is a sucker, and I don't want this coming out. I just took this sucker off. I don't want the suckers on there. This is another sucker that I'm gonna just clip off because I don't want the suckers coming down here at the bottom. There's some up at the top, and I'll decide whether or not I need those. But these damaged leaves I want to get off from the bottoms, and all the suckers. So yeah. Yellow squash. This one is almost ready. My niece came out and picked one for me without my knowledge, of course. Brought it in the house and was like, look, TT, the other ones aren't ready yet. Now these have been okay so far, but then I just found this. And look at the spider webs. I don't know if you guys can see the webs in there. So that means there's a spider in there somewhere, and he is protecting my squash. So anything that hatches or is moving, I'm sure those spiders will take care of it. But I am going to clean these eggs off, of course. I don't see any more. Now, your squash plants will droop like this because it's hot. It doesn't necessarily mean that anything is wrong. It's just a mechanism, a defense mechanism for them to be able to hold in water. So it doesn't mean that you have to, oh my gosh, my squash plants are dying. No, they're hot. When it cools off or when the sun goes down, they'll perk back up. This is the watermelon here, and it looks like I've got this sucker here coming off. You can see it. It's coming off into a growing stem. I think I'm gonna take it off because I've got a couple of growing stems already on there. We're gonna take this one off. And just chop and drop. This one also has a sucker here that I'm gonna take off. Because there's other suckers coming off from, you know, the upper parts of the plant. So some of those I'll just leave, but the ones at the bottom, I'm not gonna leave those. I'm gonna clip those. This needs to be trained up. I'll come back for that. My bird bath is dry. I need to get that. Nothing really to see here. I still haven't gotten the lemon balm moved, but I'm not going to move it anytime soon. So, look at those zinnias, how sorry they are. I have not watered since my rain barrel was contaminated. So, it rained a few times and I was relying on that rain. Now I am going to have to get in here and actually water. Looks like this stem here. Oh, it broke off. I'll have to tie this up. It'll heal itself, hopefully. But I'll get that tied up. Some of these are trying to blush. Over here, I've got this wonderfully dried out cilantro that I have to get out of here. Peppers are coming along slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Coming along. Look at that beautiful nasturtium. Now that I cut everything back and it can finally get some sun. These lovely scarlet runner beans. I don't know about that Hubbard squash. I don't think it's gonna make it. These beautiful, beautiful tomatillos coming on. Look at them all. There's a lot of them. That's just one plant. got 4 of them in there. I've got to get in here and harvest some beans. So some green beans and some purple beans. Look at all those beans in there. I've been harvesting kale. I went ahead and trimmed up these Brussels sprouts. So I cut off all these bottom leaves and I just let them drop. I did that for all of the plants. I cut all of these cauliflower leaves. I'll probably end up pulling those out so that I can make room for my fall plants. I trimmed up all these Brussels sprouts. These are more beans. I believe these are the yellow wax beans. So gotta harvest those. I have been harvesting sweet 100s as they are ready. I don't see any signs of any purple peppers just yet, but I do see lots of little buds, so that's cool. That sunflower in the back is getting tall. All right, so I put this over here, these petunias, because I read that petunias deter squash bugs. Now they might need to be in the ground in order to do that, but I don't know, we'll see. I just threw them over here because I had a pot of them and I was like, oh, petunias, I have a pot of petunias and I'll just put those right over there. So I guess we'll find out. I got another squash in here that hopefully will come to maturity. I'm not going to go into these squash right now because it's pretty hot out here and I just want to get through this walk. Shishito peppers, almost time for harvesting those. I showed all these tomatoes here, so let's go take a look at the other side. Ground cherries are all coming in here. This bed is dormant right now other than these volunteer ground cherries. And here's another look at the other side of the fence. There's a bunch of tomatillos there. I haven't been seeing very many Japanese beetles. So there's 2. And then 3 more. But I really haven't been seeing too many of them. They used to be like super covered. These are my sad little cucumbers that I transplanted. Hopefully they'll make it. It's pretty hot. It's been really hot these past few days, so everything looks kind of droopy. Sorry about the shadow. Everything just looks really droopy right now. Scarlet runner beans. There's actually 2 kinds of beans on there, so I believe that is a mixture of Scarlet Runner and Kentucky Wonder, because there's some red flowers on there and then there's some white flowers on there. Pretty sure those are Kentucky Wonder. These are all of the jalapenos, a couple volunteer tomatoes, not sure which ones they are. The dill is beautifully going to seed. So this cucumber is like the only cucumber that I could see that is trying to climb. Zucchini, I've got 1 zucchini in there, if you can see it. I did not make it for the contest for Garden State Gardener because my zucchini did not produce in time. These are the Hubbard squash. This is my other grapevine. I guess today I'll show you guys these trees. So my daughter was mowing the lawn and she nicked the pear, which was dead anyway. This was it, the stick that was coming out of the ground. But this is the growth that is coming out of the rootstock. So I don't know if this is actually a weed or if this is the tree. Like, does this look like pear tree leaves to you guys? Now, somebody told me that the rootstock for pears is usually the Bradford pear. So, I don't know. There's two growths coming out of there, but I don't know if those are, I don't know if those are pears or not. This is the nectarine. Looks like it has been sustaining a little damage. Probably those dang Japanese beetles. But this is my nectarine. In the fall or spring, early spring, whichever it is, I'll have to start spraying it. And then this was supposed to be the peach, but as you can see, it is nothing but a twig. It's nothing but a twig there. So that's got to come out or get chopped down, or one or the other. So this is a blueberry that I got from Sam's. It came in the same package as that blackberry. What the world? It looks like there's a ground cherry in there. Oh no, that's probably just a weed. Alright, so elderberry here. Blueberry. It's so dry. Look at these things. They are so sad. I gotta get these things watered. That's about it. That's all that's really going on. It's super hot. Everything is really stressed right now. Oregano. These are the winter squashes. Hopefully they make it. It's super hot. And everything is really stressed. So I'll show you guys what I got transplanted. I did some transplanting of some of the succession plants that I did. So this a Space Master cucumber. Under here I've got assorted squash, strawberry watermelon, cucumbers, just a variety of different things. I got it kind of tucked under the bench so it won't get too hot and dried out, because this back patio gets a lot of sun during the first part of the day. These are leftover flowers that I have to get somewhere, put somewhere. These are yellow wax beans, and then there's basil behind that. More basil right there. Geraniums, coleus. These are petunias. This was a portulaca that I planted 2 years ago, and this was one of the only ones that came back this year, so I went ahead and put it in a little container. It was in my hanging basket and it looked like it wanted to grow, so I gave it a place to grow, and it has since doubled in size, so that's cool. I love those. But yeah, all right guys, that is it. That's all I got going on right now. It is so hot right now, and everything really needs water. I don't like to water in the second part of the day, and I was super busy this morning, so I did not get a chance to get out and water. Usually what I'll do is first thing in the morning, I will turn on the sprinkler and just let that go for like 2 hours and hydrate the garden. And then, what is it, Pup? What is it? You hot? You hot? Yeah. He's hot. Yeah, so usually what I'll do is I will put the sprinkler on for like 2 or 3 hours in the morning, in the very early morning, from like 7 to 10 or, you know, 8 to 10, something like that, because by 10 o'clock the sun has come over the canopy of the trees and is now, you know, full sun on the garden. So I try to get that watered before the sun hits the garden, and it usually works out. So I did not get that done this morning. I will be doing that tomorrow morning, because I don't want to leave the plants super dry. I might be able to get out tonight and do some of that. But not with the sprinkler. I'll just have to water like carefully at the base, because I don't want to deal with any diseases. But that's it, guys. That's all I got going on, and until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye, guys.